Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. You guys are getting a double upload. I didn't think I'd have to do this video, then again I'm not entirely surprised that it's come to this after yesterday's abysmal showing by England. You're going to be getting the normal transfer latest video later on where we go through what's happened during the day, what all the latest news is, what's the ups, what's the downs, especially around Chelsea. But starting off the day, we got to talk about what went down last night. England 0, Hungary 4. Now, I'm not going to give a match review. This is solely in relation to Gareth Southgate and my opinion on how this England team is being run and what needs to change. Simple as that. Because yesterday was unacceptable. Unacceptable. It's crazy to fathom that England, in the space of 4 Nations League games, have not scored 1 goal in open play. And what's even more concerning is it's actually funny. You know, normally within the England fan base, you'd see, or not England fan base, everyone that's English, you'd see maybe a half and half, maybe a 75-25. Now we're seeing 100%, if anything, 99.9%, right, of England fans all saying the exact same thing. And the fans at Molineux yesterday made it perfectly clear. You don't know what you're doing, you're getting sacked in the morning. Now, you don't know what you're doing, very true. You're getting sacked in the morning, I'm afraid he's not. Gareth Southgate is out of touch, completely out of touch. I'm seeing all the England fans say that, the exact same thing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not going to take this team forward. He's hit his ceiling. It's done. He's finished. He needs to go. Get someone else in to take this talented crop of players and actually utilise them in a way where you get the best out of them. At least in an attacking sense. We don't do that with Gareth Southgate. Some people, though, are going to protect him. Some people, when I say some people, all the blue ticks on social media, yeah, it's crazy. It's 2 sides of a coin. The entire English fan base, all the English normal, average fan that comes on socials, that talks, at your local pub or your friends or your family, everyone seems to be under the same comprehension of things, the same conclusion that Gareth Southgate needs to go. But what we're seeing is everyone from the mainstream media, we're seeing all the pundits, all the journalists, all the blue ticks on Twitter, all of them saying, no, Gareth Southgate needs to stay. Anyone criticising Gareth Southgate doesn't know what they're talking about. Gareth Southgate is the reason why we got to a final. Gareth Southgate is the reason why we got to a semi-final. He's the reason why we're doing so well. This isn't going to be something that continues. It's just a blip and we'll be okay and we'll go to Qatar and everything's going to be all right. Okay then, we'll see what happens, because let me tell you one thing, Gareth Southgate will not be getting sacked. The problem that I have with Gareth Southgate is how he got the job in the first place. Now, during the World Cup, during the Euros, personally, I was willing to put that to the side for the sake of trying to see England go as far as possible. And we made a semi-final. I was very happy. The way we lost that, I was very gutted. We should not have lost that game. Now, I'm not saying that England are exempt from losing football matches. No. But there's a way to do it. Yeah, there's a way to do it. We had that game in the palm of our hands. We threw it away. Not necessarily a case of, Croatia completely outplayed us. They didn't. We tactically, physically lost that game because of us. Not because of Croatia. Croatia took advantage of the way that we let it slip. In the final against Italy, same situation. Had the game in the grasp of our hands. We let it go once again. That's down to how you manage the game. The players, and in terms of the talent that we have, there's an abundance of talent in this England team. An abundance. But what I don't understand is some of the selection issues, some of the decisions that Gareth Southgate makes. I'll give you just one example. This Nations League that we've just had in relation to the game against Hungary, Germany, Italy, Hungary again. He's had to select a squad. How many left backs has he selected? Compared to how many right backs has he selected? What, do England not have any left backs or what? What's going on? We only called up Justin, who is right-footed, can play as a left back, but is a right back, right? Can do both. Fair enough. But we don't have one actual left back when in terms of the right back situation, we've got Walker, we've got Trippier, we've got Reece James, we've got Justin, if you want to count him, because he can play right back, he's right-footed, so technically he plays there, but even though he can play as a left back, it's crazy that you leave, for example, a Luke Shaw at home, you leave a Cresswell at home, you don't even call him up. When you've decided to call up 3 right backs. Why? Because then yesterday we had to go to Reece James playing left back. Now let me tell you this as a Chelsea fan. Reece James has not played left back once for Chelsea. Okay, some people are going to say, yeah, but he can play there. Yeah, but we shouldn't be in that situation. We have left backs in this country. A Cresswell, for example, who hasn't even been given the light of day, who has 3 England caps, should be in the squad. As far as I'm concerned, had a great season. But Gareth Southgate decides not to call up Luke Shaw, decides not to call up Marcus Rashford, decides not to call up Sancho as a warning to them because he feels that they've not done enough at club level for them to deserve a place in the England squad. Now, you know what? United have been a mess and I can understand that. Cool, no problem at all. In terms of that one decision, leaving those United players at home, I agree. But here comes the double standard. How in the blue hell did Harry Maguire get into the squad? It doesn't make any sense, but when you look at the detail, it does make a lot of sense. Why? Because Gareth Southgate is a yes man. Gareth Southgate is a politician. Gareth Southgate is a statesman, as some like to call him. Gareth Southgate is someone that the FA have plucked out. I remember when he first got the job and I was like, what? How is this guy getting the job? What credentials does this guy have to get the England job? This is the England job we're talking about. Yes, in terms of the under-21s, in terms of that, he was there. But to just all of a sudden, yep, here's the England job. We ain't got a manager, so here's the England job. Go on, mate. Let's see what you do. Now, as an interim or as a caretaker, cool. But just to fill in, get someone who can actually take this team forward with the talent that we have. It's crazy for me how he got the job in the first place. But I understood it because he's the face of the FA. You know, he does exactly what the FA asks. He toes the line. He doesn't cause controversy. You know, he does as he's told. He's that guy. He's that guy. So, of course, the FA are going to keep him in a job. And even after bottling the World Cup semi-final, even after the way we lost the Euros final at home at Wembley, where we really should have had that. And if we want to go back to that game, in the way that he brought on certain players just to take a penalty when they weren't even warm, with all that pressure, like a Saka who was 19, come on, you just don't do that. As a manager, you just don't do that. We lost. That was the time to start looking elsewhere. Your mission has, okay, cool. You got us to where you managed to get us to. That's the best you're going to do, clearly. So we try and find someone who's going to take us to the next level. This England team has tons of talent. We play way too negative. We play way too defensive. I'm not against defensive football. I'm not someone that's going to come and say, no, we must play all out attacking. No, but you have to look at the profile of players that we have in the squad. If we had a squad that has profile of players that are defensive, that can play at their best ability by sitting back and not allowing anyone through and playing on the counter-attack, then cool, that's what we should do. We don't have that. We have an abundance of attacking talent. When you look at this squad and you just look at the players that were selected yesterday, for example, right? Harry Kane, Saka, a Gallagher, Phillips, Bellingham in midfield. When you look at on the bench, we've got a Grealish, a Ward-Prowse, Declan Rice was sitting on the bench, a Mount, a Sterling, a Foden, an Abraham. And that's just the players that were selected. When you're talking about players like a Rashford, players like a Sancho, who weren't selected. A Grealish, for example, that many people are advocating should be starting. You know, some of the decisions as well. Yesterday's game. Let's talk about yesterday's game very briefly. How in the blue hell, right, are you losing 3-0? You decide to take off Saka and bring on Maguire. Here's what you do when you're losing 3-0 to Hungary at home with 5 minutes to go. You sit down and you do nothing. It's done. You're cooked. You're finished. That's it. You sit down and you just wait for the game to end. That's what you do. You can't save the situation. 3-0 down to Hungary with 5 minutes to go. You're taking off an attacker, Saka, to bring on a Maguire, a defender, who isn't even that good. It doesn't make sense. But what you're going to get is you're getting all the mainstream lot, all the blue ticks coming in complete defence. I've not seen a manager this defended. It's crazy. when the entire fan base, not even a portion, the entire fan base is on the same opinion that this guy does not know what he's doing. Yet all the mainstream lot seem to be like, no, head in the sand. No, he's doing great. He's doing great. We got to a World Cup semi-final and a Euro final, and therefore everything's okay because we never used to have that before. So we're going to start judging what we have now based on what we used to do and based on how crap we used to be. Is that what we're doing now, yeah? The standard is how crap we used to be? No, the standard should be how we got to a semi-final, we got to a final, and how we can take ourselves to the next level. Southgate is not going to be that guy. I truly, truly believe with the talent that this England team has and the players that haven't been called up, the abundance of choice that this England team has, with a proper manager who knows how to utilise these lot, we win the World Cup. I truly believe that. We win the World Cup. We've got everything that we need in this team to win. Southgate is not going to be the answer for that. And I wanted to make that clear because yesterday was shocking. Hungary, all due respect, Hungary have a lot of history and a lot of prestige. You go back to look at the 1950s Hungary team, for example. They've got a big history in terms of football from back in the 50s and onwards. Then they had a massive decline. But in terms of where they come from, they have big football roots. I'm not saying that they are nothing, but for them to come to England and to destroy England 4-0 in our backyard in the way that they did it, Nah. I'm not having that. No way I'm having that. I'm sorry, no. And you know what's crazy? This Nations League, just to prove how Gareth Southgate seems to be at complete loss of ideas. He doesn't know what he's doing. This Nations League was a chance to prepare for Qatar. Because we will not be playing international football again up until the World Cup. That's it. We're going to be starting off the league campaign. Once the league campaign starts, boom. At that point, World Cup, straight away. Season stops, go to the World Cup. There is no time to play friendlies, to have any prep. This was the prep. You call this prep? This was not prep. This was a go out there and express yourselves kind of thing. Not having that. And I know the journos, the mainstream lot, the blue ticks, the pundits, the ones who are protecting Southgate because they're either really good friends with him or they have ties to him or they don't want to lose their jobs or they want to make sure that they go to press conferences and they can attend press conferences and they have good relations with the FA and all of that. They don't want to say the wrong thing. Cool. I completely understand that. That's your career. You don't want to jeopardize that. Cool. But you got to be real with this situation. I'm seeing a lot of them say, oh, but you know, it's the end of the season. They're all shattered. It's okay. Don't worry. This is just a blip. It's going to be okay because all of them are tired. They've been through a rigorous schedule and it is what it is. Are we the only ones that have just finished the season? Can we answer that question? Is it just English players that have just finished the season? Or did Serie A just end? Or did the Bundesliga just end? Or did Ligue 1 just end? Or did La Liga just end? Or did the Portuguese league just end? Did the Hungarian league just end? You know, it's not just us. Stop coming up with these excuses. These are excuses. They're pointless excuses. Ridiculous excuses. The same Hungary team have just finished the season. The same Hungary team with a striker who plays at Barnsley, who just finished, what is it, League 1 or League 2? Whatever league Barnsley are in, I'm really sorry. Championship, League 1, League 2, I think it's League 1. But anyway, around there, he's just finished the season. He decided to pack out England yesterday at the Molineux. Oh, but he's not tired. Come on, have a day off. Have a day off. All the blue ticks and all them lot who are protecting, ultra protecting, deep down you know there's something deeply wrong here. Or at least you know that Gareth Southgate has done the job that he's wanted to do, but he's taken it as far as he can. That's it. It's game over. Out you go. Into the next guy. See you later. Now, who comes in if we were to get a Southgate? Now, this is all hypothetical because Southgate will not get sacked. He won't get sacked. He's been given a new contract, or there was talk about a new contract. He will be taking this team to the World Cup. And then he will be taking this team to the next Euros. The FA have already confirmed that. This is why. Don't expect much in Qatar and probably don't expect much in the Euros after now. Do not. Because performances like this, decisions like this, the thing with Southgate, when it's all going all right, it's okay. It makes him look fantastic. Moment he actually has to start using some managerial prowess and some proper tactical decisions and some deep detail that he needs to get into to fix the issues, doesn't know what to do. Now, I'm not saying I have the answer, but it's clear to see you don't know what you're doing. You ain't got an answer. Get someone who has. Simple. Get someone who has. People are advocating for a Graham Potter. People are even advocating for a Mourinho on a part-time basis. Now, the way that he plays football might clash with the way that we actually want to play with the profile of players that we have. But best believe he would put us in contention to winning something. That's for sure. Eddie Howe is another option. But these are guys that all have jobs at the moment. So who would we end up going for? The thing is, again, hypothetical. Gareth Southgate will not get sacked. He just won't. He just won't, because he is the FA's puppet. He is the FA's guy. And he says the right things all the time in order to toe the line. It's as simple as that. So he won't be losing his job anytime soon. But let me just say that if that's the case, don't expect much from this England team going forward. Just don't. Just don't. Until when this changes, don't. That's the way that I see it. Let me know your thoughts down below. As far as I'm concerned, he needs to be sacked immediately. That's just the way it is. And it's crazy how everyone has come to the same conclusion, except for certain profile of people here. It's mad. Absolutely outrageous. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear it. I'll see all of you later for the normal video in relation to the transfer window, all the latest and my opinions on it. I will see all of you then. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this. And I'll see all of you later on. Have a good one, people. See you later. Take care. And peace.